On this question, we're being asked about an intersection. And even if we weren't asked about an intersection, we have to know that whenever you get two functions and you're asked for the solution, that's an intersection. You're being asked, where do the functions hit each other? And the one-liner for intersections is get them both in the y equals format and set them equal. So on the first equation, you can take away 8x from both sides and you'll get negative 8x minus 11. And on the second, you take away 341. So y is 2x squared minus 341. And now we can set them equal. Negative 8x minus 11 equals 2x squared minus 341. Now we want to tell ourselves this is a quadratic. And for quadratics, you get one side equal to 0, preferably with x squared. It's a quadratic because it's the ax squared plus bx plus c format, even though it's not arranged like that yet. So we can add 11 to both sides and add 8x to both sides. So plus 11 here and plus 8x. And when you put it all together, you get 0 equals 2x squared plus 8x minus 330. So we kind of also rearranged it so that it's ax squared plus bx plus c. Now you have a GCF, a greatest common factor, and you always want to look out for your GCFs first. So the GCF here is 2, and we're just going to go ahead and divide everything in this equation by 2, and that's going to give us 0 equals x squared plus 4x minus 165. So now we have our ax squared plus bx plus c with the invisible 1. And since we only have non-1 numbers in the b and c spots, this is bc factoring. So we're looking for two numbers that add to b and multiply to c. In other words, two numbers that add to 4 and multiply to negative 165. So what two numbers add to 4 and multiply to negative 165? What you want to do for a situation like that is take your number that it multiplies to and just start dividing by everything it'll divide by. So 165 actually divides by 5, and that gives you 33 times 5. And it also divides by 15, and that gives you 11 times 15. So our numbers are multiplying to a negative, which means they're opposite signs. And out of those numbers that are opposite signs, they're adding to a positive. So the bigger looking number, the 15, has to be the positive. So it's going to factor to x plus 15, x minus 11. And now we have our zero product rule. When you're doing factoring, when you get to these parentheses equal to 0, the zero product rule says that these two parentheses here, the green one and the blue one, are being multiplied together, and the answer is 0. And that can only happen if one of them is 0. So we'll do x plus 15 is 0, x minus 11 is 0. And we'll go ahead and get our two answers, minus 15 and positive 11. So we just figured out that these two equations intersect when x is negative 15 and when it's 11. They're asking us for a possible value of x, and the one we got is negative 15 because the sign matches, and that's our answer.